Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're taking a thrilling journey through the extraordinary life of Steve Irwin. He was the most famous wildlife warrior on planet Earth, a man who wrestled dinosaurs for breakfast and kissed king cobras for lunch. With a khaki shirt and a thick Australian accent, he taught millions of us to love the unlovable. He was invincible, or so we thought. But on September 4th, 2006, the impossible happened. It wasn't a 10-foot saltwater crocodile that took him. It wasn't a venomous snake in the outback. It was a freak accident in the calm, blue waters of the Great Barrier Reef. This is the true story of the life and the tragic death of Steve Irwin. To understand the tragedy, you have to understand the man. Stephen Robert Irwin was born to be wild. He didn't just visit the zoo, he grew up in one. By the age of 9, he was already jumping onto crocodiles in the muddy rivers of Queensland, helping his father relocate them to safety. He didn't have a death wish. He had a life wish. He believed that if he could show you how beautiful these dangerous animals were, you would want to save them. For years, we watched him dodge death. We saw him dangle his own baby son while feeding a massive croc. We saw him bitten, bruised, and chased. We thought he would live forever. Fast forward to 2006. Steve is 44 years old. He is at Bat Reef near Port Douglas filming a documentary called Ocean's Deadliest. Ironically, the weather was bad that day, so they couldn't film the sharks they were looking for. Steve, never one to sit still, decided to go snorkeling in the shallow water to get some footage for his daughter Bindi's TV show. He grabbed his snorkel and jumped into the water. The water was clear. The ocean was calm. Steve spotted a massive bull ray, a type of short-tail stingray that can grow up to 8 feet wide. Usually, these are gentle giants. They are docile. If you swim near them, they usually just glide away. Steve swam over the top of the ray with a cameraman swimming right behind him. He wanted to film the ray swimming away into the deep water, but suddenly, the animal stopped. Perhaps it felt trapped. Perhaps it mistook Steve's shadow for a tiger shark. Nature is unpredictable. In a split second, the stingray went into defensive mode. It propped itself on its front and whipped its tail upward. Not once, but hundreds of times in a few seconds. Stingray tails are armed with a serrated, venomous barb. It acts like a jagged dagger. One of those strikes hit Steve directly in the chest. It pierced his heart. Steve didn't realize the severity immediately. His instinct kicked in. He pulled the barb out of his chest, but the damage was already done. The cameraman stopped filming and dragged Steve onto their inflatable boat. The crew raced back to the main vessel, performing CPR the entire time. Steve was conscious for a moment. He looked up at his longtime friend and cameraman, Justin, and whispered his final words, "I'm dying." By the time the rescue helicopter arrived, the man who had survived 1,000 close calls was gone. The news broke the internet before the internet was even what it is today. The world went into shock. How could the Crocodile Hunter be gone? But Steve Irwin didn't just leave behind a legacy of television shows. He left behind a family, his wife Terry, his daughter Bindi, and his son Robert. Today, Robert Irwin looks and acts so much like his father. It feels like Steve never really left. They continue to run the Australia Zoo. They continue to fight for the wildlife. Steve once said, "I have no fear of losing my life. If I have to save a koala or a crocodile or a kangaroo or a snake, mate, I will save it." He lived quickly, he loved fiercely, and he changed the world. Rest in peace, Crocodile Hunter. You are missed. If you remember watching Steve Irwin growing up, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more incredible stories. Thanks for watching.